My name's Dr. Mark Davidson. I'm a reader in coastal processes at Plymouth University. Beaches are our first line of defence against the ocean. So if you remove the beach sand, it lays the infrastructure behind and our housing, our coastal community vulnerable to attack from the waves. What we'd see during storms is removal of a lot of that beach sediment, and that lays the coastline very low and very vulnerable to attack from the waves and flooding, damage to houses and infrastructure there. And of course the beach is a valuable tourist resource for us all, so nobody likes it when all the beach disappears. We've tried to measure the coastline, so we put instruments in the beach to measure the waves, the currents, the way the sediment moves around and the way the beach responds. We've monitored it with cameras. We've monitored the cameras on the coastline, on autonomous vehicles flying above the coast. We've tried to get an understanding of the processes which shape the coastline and then transfer that understanding into computer models which then predict how the coastline will evolve over time. Normally one would rely on weather forecasts to predict weather over a time span of about 5 to 7 days, which we can do accurately. That would give us waves, and we'd use the waves to forecast the coastal change. But this research tries to go a bit further than that and stretch our prediction horizon not just to 7 days but out to about a year or so. And we do that by looking at the statistical properties of previous waves and using that information to generate synthetic waves, made up waves if you like. And we do this on thousands and thousands of times, and we use each of those thousands of time series to drive our models for shoreline change. So instead of just one estimate, we've got thousands of estimates of where the shoreline might be. The next step, I think, is to roll this out as a practical coastal management tool. So I'd like coastal managers to use this tool to intervene with timely and appropriate coastal zone management. So they would, for example, know when they need to spend money defending the coastline or warning the public, displacing communities, or perhaps going to the beach and putting more beach sand in place. Or indeed when it's okay for them to do nothing. The beach sand will come back perfectly naturally on its own and the coastal defence will recover on its own without any intervention.